What's going on, guys? Jordan here, coming back at you again with another episode of Beer Reviews. Tonight, we're going to be reviewing the classic Bud Light Lime. This is nothing new, obviously. I'm sure we've all had this, or we've all seen it at least in a liquor store, gas station, Walmart, convenience store, whatever. But this is something I used to drink a lot of back in the day. This is actually one of the first few beers that I actually drank. Late 2015, 2016, 2017. Basically, I do this thing where I go in a store looking for beer to review. I see something like this, something I used to drink a lot of, and since I've had it a lot, my brain automatically thinks, you've reviewed that, move along. Well, last night I was thinking of something to review, because, you know, I try to keep that on my mind all the time, and I thought about this, and I thought to myself, have I actually reviewed it? I have never reviewed Bud Light Lime on this channel. So we're going to do it tonight. Before we get into the review, I have got to tell you guys, for one, I just filmed the review of this, and the camera was facing the computer the entire time, so the review was trashed, unfortunately, so we're doing this again. So that's why when you see me review this, my glass is wet from where I just rinsed out from the previous Bud Light Lime that was in it. Another thing, I do want to talk about just how boring, sad, basic, and lifeless this bottle is compared to what it used to be back in the day. The cap, the label, the bottle. You guys remember the bottles, right? The curved bottles with the actual texture on the bottle of like a lime. And back when Bud Light's logo didn't suck like it does now. Like, I don't know why companies go with this boring ass, lifeless, basic ass, blocky logo lettering like that. I absolutely hate it. It's depressing. It's literally depressing. And just for reference, I do have a classic. I have a few of these. I wouldn't let go for the world. That is a classic Bud Light Lime cap right there. And that's the new one, so you can compare the two. Which one looks better? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Way better. Back when Bud Light's logo was actually cool. It had a better color, better logo, better bottle. Just every aspect of it was just better back in the day. So I'll put that back in there, and we'll get into this review, and I'll stop bitching about their business practices. I do think it's retarded, though. I don't understand why you would change up such a really cool, you know, logo. Is it cheaper? I guess it's cheaper to brew it in just a standard bottle than it is a really cool bottle that separates itself from the rest of the pack. And then, of course, you got the whole aspect of the logo itself as well. It was just awesome back in the day, and now it just sucks. Hold on, we'll get into this real quick. About 2-finger head on that. This is 4.2% ABV, and I got the 6-pack at Walmart for $9.49 before tax. So just a little over $10 after tax for the 6-pack. Back to what I was saying. What was I saying? That's the question. Looks like there's some lime particulate floating around in there. I don't think you guys can see it on camera, but yeah. Guess it doesn't matter. We're gonna review the beer. We're gonna review the beer. Cheers, guys. Definitely smells like lime. The lime kind of overpowers any beer aroma that you would get. Let's dive in. Cheers. You get the lime. There's a little bit of a beer flavor on the back end, but the lime kind of overpowers it. I will say this, it seems like it tastes a little bit different to me than it used to back in the day. It's a little bit more bland in a way. I think that the lime aspect of this may have been cut down a little bit. Now, guys, remember, this also could just be me. I haven't had this beer in several years. This is something I used to drink a lot of in 2016 and 2015 and 2016. I guess into 2017 as well. But it's been a while since I've actually drank this beer, and it does taste like... It does taste a little bit different. It's nostalgic still to drink it because it still has that flavor. It just seems like it's been toned down a little bit. It just seems a little dull. Like the bottle. Like the logo. Just a little bit lifeless. But it is still good for what it is. It's still light, clean, crisp, clear, refreshing. There's really not a whole lot to say about it. If you guys have had it, you know what I mean. But back in the day, this stuff was great. I had started off drinking Corona Extra. That was the first beer I actually ever bought myself when I was 21. I bought a 6-pack of Corona Extra. And I thought it was all right. I wasn't crazy on the taste because I'd never really drank beer before other than like a sip or something back like when I was younger. But this beer to me was something that was easier to drink, especially just starting off. Excuse me. Because I went from Corona, I drank that beer the day I got it, and I really didn't drink anymore. It was kind of a one and done thing. I started to be not so fond of the flavor of Corona when I first started trying it. And then I kind of saw Red's Apple Ale down at the Dollar General store down the road from me. And I bought that, and I drank that, and I loved it. It tasted great, obviously, because the stuff tastes like apple soda, basically. So I drank that for a while, and that's the first alcoholic beverage I actually got drunk on. That was an experience. And one night I took it a little too far, and I got sick on it, and I no longer liked the flavor of it, so I went back to try Corona, and my palate started to get a little bit more used to the flavor. I basically acquired a taste for Corona, and that became my go-to beer for several months, and then I discovered Bud Light Lime, and I tried it and fell in love with it. It was new at the time. Well, maybe not new, but it was something that I had never seen before. And I tried that, and I started drinking it a lot, and I loved it. Loved the bottle. I wish to God I would have kept one of the bottles. I'm probably going to have to go on eBay and see if I can find one of the bottles to buy or something so I can add it to my collection, because the new bottle design sucks. I'm going to just say that right now. It sucks. But the beer, it does taste a little bit different than it used to. To me, that could just be my palate. Things change over several years, obviously. But it's still passable. I'll still give it an 8.9. It's still pretty good. It's just not exactly the same to me right now. But it is still drinkable, especially if you're just starting out drinking beer. If you're someone who's younger or you just never drank beer before, I would recommend this beer because the lime flavor masks the beer flavor. There is still beer flavor to it, like on the back end, but you get a lot of the lime aspects of it instead of the beer. So if you guys are just starting out drinking, I would recommend Bud Light Lime to you. It's very easy. It goes down pretty smooth. It's not like really high ABV like some of the beers are today, the Imperial Stouts and the double IPAs and stuff like that. Definitely, I would probably recommend you guys starting off on something like this, especially if you're not too crazy on beer flavor. But that's the review. I'm giving it an 8.9 for my rating. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit me with a thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions on anything you would like me to try in the future, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to try to find it and give it a review. As always, until next time, cheers. Thanks for watching.